we
But
all
I
have
didn't
to
hear
like
that the question was babysitting. I thought the question was at least, I mean,
right,
that's a
but you're
form of
saying like let's
encouragement.
not cook you're saying like let's not kick them out of the door because they're old and they have wisdom. Like we can be young. What about the young people that have wisdom too? Like
Right.
wisdom is not based upon age. That's all I was gonna
It's
say.
not. It's not. But again, babysitting, that is a, I mean, that's a strong term. Like, I don't go to work to babysit. But if the older people, if they need to encourage me while I'm on my job and say, hey, you're doing this correctly. Like, whenever we go to our jobs, we were given an onboarding. We have performance evaluations. Like, we're always being judged at what level, we shouldn't be going about our work as assignments.
Right.
So
So
I
do we
kind of
judge
just
the
didn't
older
want.
people different based on
I
the
mean,
younger
they do.
people?
No, I mean, everybody gets. That's the thing. Everybody in your job, depending on what kind of job you have, you participate. I mean, you have to participate in performance evaluations. Essentially, with some people, that's how they earn their raises. But I mean, I personally, I don't mind encouraging the older people, just like I was encouraged by them. I mean, it's a cycle. Like, we're all born, we all work to some degree, and then we all die. If a person chooses to stay on a job until they're 90 something years old, to each their own, that's their life. I feel like, I mean, who are we really? I mean, if you feel like you're in a position where you're babysitting someone, then maybe you should find a different place. Like, maybe you should find a different job. If especially if the company, like, that's part of discrimination, and that's why they have it written into these companies now. Like, who are you to say at what point somebody needs to leave? And I'm not speaking directly to you, but I'm just saying in general, like, there's a reason why this stuff is written into policy and procedures, because somewhere along the line, somebody was sitting and saying, like, oh, you're too slow. You move too slower. Oh, you don't type quick enough. Or, oh, why am I here trying to warm up your food? Get out of the microwave. Like, we only get 15 minutes. Why are you hogging up the microwave to cook, your food for 10 minutes? Like, I mean, somewhere along the lines, this is why this stuff has been implemented. Is it always right? No. But I'm thinking to myself, like, if one of my loved ones wants to go and sit on a job, you know, they're able to still go and punch a clock, and that brings them joy, or they enjoy that. Like, I mean, I would hope that if it's my loved one, that someone comes along and says, hey, you dropped this, or not even you dropped this, but hey, can I help you with your task today? I mean, that brings people joy. I mean, and essentially, like, what are yeah, I digress, but that's just fine.
Yeah, beautiful. I really do like both points, and this topic, I really feel like you can you can take it honestly in both ways, because Sister Shay had a very good point. If your replacement's walking among you, it's not allowing and creating room for others to begin their journey, begin their careers, to be able to step into those opportunities and go ahead and advance their life. They got a lot of living as well to do ahead of them. So if you have older generations, I guess we should kind of have a range, to talk about as to what's acceptable. But at the same time, that goes into Sister Q's. It's kind of hard. Who am I to decide who gets to work here at this amount, and you got to cut off at this age? If you still want to do your job because you've been doing it for a long time, you're good at it, man. By all means, continue to thrive in that. I don't believe that it's something that you should be cut off from. But again, both are very, very good points. And I really want to hear from Dakashi. I think you have something as well. It can be real light, because I know that Sister Q and Sister Shay, we can talk about this subject all night, and we would have a perfect group discussion on this one. So we'll definitely have to pick up on that one, because I think that the audience is definitely gonna want to hear more on that. But Brother Dakashi, what did you have?
That's fine.
Sorry.
The next topic here. It says make time for face-to-face interactions. Growing up without digital communication means that boomers are more amenable to interaction in group meetings. If your organization is fully remote, video conferencing a few times a week is a great way to imitate in-person interactions. Ooh. All right. I definitely want to hear first from whoever can agree with that statement and then who disagrees with that statement. And so it's saying make time for face-to-face interactions.
Again, I just want to ask with the statement, is it along the lines of babysitting users? Like, why do you need to make babysitting? Like, we just went through an entire pandemic where people were working outside of their homes. Like, what do you mean make face-to-face interactions? Like, for who? Is that going to improve, like, work-life balance or, like, productivity at work? Like, is this another thing to, quote-unquote, accommodate aging so that we don't discriminate against the what do we call them, veteran employees, like Mr. Q responds to them as, or refers to them as, excuse me.
Sister Q, would you like to elaborate on that?
Sure. So for one, I mean, I would almost have to, disagree and agree with this particular statement. For one, given the fact that we did experience COVID, I mean, how do you force people to have this